Yo. Welcome to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops. I be Penn.
I be Pops.
That's what I'm talking about. We back at it, y'all. Welcome to the show, man. It is episode number 20, part 1.
Season 2, episode 20, part 1.
Yeah, man. It happens to also be December 20th.
Didn't even think about that.
Right? Should just be popping off. Boop, 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 boop. It really is. I didn't make that up.
Let me look at my Fitbit. You're right, 12:20.
So yeah, man, we're recording the 20th episode, part 1, on December 20th, 2022. Welcome to the show, y'all. You know, I'm mad excited, man. We took a week off. We decided to make this a 2-part episode, number 1, because them episodes was mad long.
Yeah, they're long.
We were getting into like an hour and 50 minutes.
So yeah, when we decided to go back to back, I was like, maybe we should break that up a little bit. We'll do a couple 45-minute episodes.
I don't want to do 4 hours of recording.
No. Those are 2 back-to-back long episodes.
Yeah, man. So they're going to be a little bit shorter. You had a lot going on. I was on vacation / anniversary, Christmas stuff, doing stuff with Birdie Dawn. Shouts to you, boo-boo. Love you. So we said, let's not force it, man. So we're here. You actually were talking about doing one solo dolo, which I can't lie. I think that shit would have been fire. I was kind of lobbying for that shit, but that's a lot of research and work and all that shit to do on your own, broski. Yeah, it would have been a short one. But I was thinking about doing a half hour, 45-minute, more so check-in than doing a full-on production. But I was like, you know what? You weren't going to come over here? You weren't going to use the key and come over here and set it all up? You weren't going to do it? Shit, maybe. Niggas got a key. But I thought the thing that we don't utilize that people are calling for a lot more is the just my opinion on what's popping with Pops. So you're not lying. I think doing more of those when we have those breaks or when we have, when it's vacation time. We got Christmas and shit coming on, New Year's. We might take a week off again sometime before then. I mean, we have long seasons. Bro, these seasons are mad long. Yeah, this is August to June or something crazy like that. So it's like there'll probably be one more. Hey, we'll take an episode off. So it is what it is. That's not bad. So yeah, let's bang out back to backs, 45-minute, 50 joints, hour if it gets that way. But you guys get us back to back weeks. So lucky you. Can I make an announcement real quick? Yeah. If that's okay with you, would officially like to stop calling this a podcast. What would you like to call it? A sports and news talk show. Sure. Let me tell you why. Everything's a podcast. Correct. This is a podcast, that's a podcast, blah, 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 blah. Everything's a podcast. We're not doing anything different than our favorite people get up there and do every single day. We come up here, we clown with our best friend. Yeah, I think and we talk sports and news. You end up putting things on all media platforms, you kind of go out of the realm of podcasts. Podcasts, definitionally speaking, will be audio. Ooh. You're going to go listen to a podcast. Preach. Since you get to see our faces, but then have the option to listen to us if you can't, then hey, then we are a sports and news talk show. Sports and news talk show. You concur? Love it. I love that. Thank you. I'm so sick of calling this a podcast. We're not that. We're doper. We're doper than just audio and recorded. We're worth more than that. Don't put me in a box. I'm not in a box. Don't put us in a box. So we're done with that. Don't put baby in a corner. Stop calling us that. Call us a sports and news talk show because that's what we're here to do. Yeah. For sure. More towards sports, but we get at it. We talk about the deep shit too. We're going to talk about that. No doubt. Yep. Check-ins. How you is, my nigga? Good. I'm doing well. It was kind of nice. I don't get as active on social media, and I'll say this before for people that like where's Pops been or anything like that. I will always be a little less active on social media because I have mental health issues. The more you dive into those things, the easier it is to just fall into the wormhole, black hole of thinking that is going to be the way that I receive praise or do anything like that, and checking to see did anyone respond, did anybody do this? Notifications. I do that on purpose because I deal with mental health issues. So just know Pops is watching. I will see everything. I hear everything. He's the bird's eye view. I absolutely will be that, but I will always be a little less active, and that's just kind of what you're going to have to experience, and that's fine. I actually had to take some time off of social media myself because all of the negativity about my teams and all of the negativity about Brittney Griner and everybody's just overall energy the last few weeks, month or whatever. So I actually started to seep in. And for a person who's on social media all the time for the last decade for so many different brands, including my own, and constantly posting and constantly making sure that I'm keeping up with what's going on and what's popular on social media, like I had to check out. Like I had to check out.
Yeah, I was losing myself a little bit, and I mean, if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't even shot episode 2 of my other podcast yet, solely because my mind was not healthy enough to do it. And it's getting back there, and it is coming. Like, I'm not saying that you guys aren't going to see the Mindful podcast anymore. I just needed to take a second to recenter myself.
Let me ask you about that when it comes to Mindful, just out of curiosity, because you said you weren't in a place to shoot. And do you think that would be a perspective that your listeners would appreciate, the authenticity to be like, I'm on here and I don't even know if I should be on here because I don't feel like my mind is right. So let's talk about that. Just a question.
Yeah, it's a catch-22 because it's when you deal with depressive thoughts, it's talking yourself into getting up the energy to do it.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes I'm just not in the energy of actually performing because it's still a performance. So I had to just listen to myself and just say, hey, I can't perform right now, but I'm back.
I love that.
But it's coming back.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What we got on deck tonight, my ninja?
We got a lot of stuff. Part 1, I mean, we've got, of course, around the world. We've got NFL's crazy endings. We got some World Cup soccer talk, college hoop talk, Naptown news, all that stuff.
It's crazy that we missed one episode.
So much happened.
Bro, I feel
so much happened. Half the reason I said I think we needed 2
We didn't even miss an episode. We skipped 1 week of recording.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, dog.
So much happened.
So much has happened. The Pacers were in 4th or 5th place last time we recorded.
That is true.
Jonathan Taylor was still playing last time we recorded.
He's not.
32 points was the NFL's biggest deficit overcome ever in the history.
And it is no longer.
Womp, 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 womp. So, yo, real quick, I want to get into a shout-out. And like I said, you know, we go deep sometimes, but it is the holiday season. We got the Christmas edition up here. I decided to decorate a little bit different, represent Black Jesus. Big ups to you, Black Jesus. Black Santa. My bad. Both are black in my perspective. Jesus and Santa are both brown skinned. I'm just being all the way honest. So we got Black Santa.
Jesus was in the Middle East.
I'm just saying. Homie was mad brown with nappy hair. I'm just saying, bro. Just
like,
saying. My Jesus is not the one to be up in your churches. I'm just saying. No disrespect to churches, but he was
in a hot ass place. I mean, that's
nappy hair.
I doubt he was that complexion you see in some of those pictures. I'm just saying, statistically speaking,
this is just science. This is
science.
Just simple
like,
science.
That sun's hot out there. Like, you at least gonna be a little bit more tan than that.
This is just natural science. This is the evolution. That's all that is.
I'd be darker if I lived out there. I mean, come on now.
I'd be black as fuck if I lived out there.
Come on now.
Holy shit, he's wilding. But he's absolutely right. Shoutouts. In all sincereness, it's the holiday season, and it ain't kudos and peaches and giblets and all of that stuff for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Peaches and giblets.
It's not peaches and giblets for everybody, bro. People be struggling out there during the holiday. Man. Like, you know, it's very real.
For a joyous time and what is on paper to be the joyous time of the year,
yeah, man.
A lot of people deal with mental health issues during the holiday time.
Absolutely.
People are actually more stressed than they claim
spending
to
money they don't even know that they should be spending, trying to keep up with the Joneses.
The parent that, you know, just buys things, buys your kids, does this, has in-laws and your own family you can't get along with. As much as it's supposed to be this joyous time, people ingest it very differently, and it can be a very stressful time.
No doubt. So, you know, Pops has talked about some of the things he battles. You know, the homie Twitch passing away last week or the week before. I can't remember exactly what day it was. Inspired me to come out publicly about some of the things that I battle on a daily basis, which I'm sure my immediate teams. Were you surprised by that?
No.
right?
No, I know you.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Which I'm sure my immediate's probably like, it's hard to perform. So even the parents out there who are out there putting money on credit cards basically for the whole entire next year, making sure that they keep up and performing, and teachers out there, and just so many homeless people out there, just so many people that I just think about during this time. So if there's anything y'all need, man, like, we're here. We love you, and that's real talk. We got your back. Pops is always out there. He's taking DMs. People are sending him messages, just asking for opinions and perspectives and how to cope with this and cope with that. He will guide you as much as he can. But yeah, man, just know that we're here and we support you and we're in the battle with you, and try to enjoy the holidays a little bit, man.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for anybody doing that is remember you. Just remember yourself. Remember to take a step back. Remember why you do the things that you do to help people. Just remember those things. And then in that moment, if you're the opposite where all you do is think about you, think of somebody else for a second. Like, just one of the two things you need to do.
For too long.
There's one of the two things you've done for a little too long. Either you forgot about yourself or you forgot about others.
Man.
Just really sit down and think about going into 2023 and how you want to be as a human going into 2023.
Preach that gospel.
You're going to really, really get a nice perspective of what you want to do.
Snurf.
Don't put on, I want to lose 10 pounds. No. Be better. That's what you should put on your list.
Like you said, you want to go to break, or you want to
So right now, or let's go around the world. Let's talk some stuff.
Amen.
Let's do some stuff.
Let's go sports, baby. I missed this shit. What the hell happened? Corner shot. NFL's crazy. Is that what we starting off with?
Yeah. There's been some weird shit going on.
NFL crazy endings. Raiders over the Patriots, 30-24. Intercepted a lateral pass.
Did you watch that play?
Of course I watched that play.
What the fuck?
What? Is that the craziest play ever to finish a game?
It's up there for sure.
There's been some
there's been some crazy things.
There's been some Boston College.
You got the band on the field, got all that
shit.
stuff. That band is an idiot. Like, hopefully you fired your music director after that. But
craziest NFL finish ever. The Franco Harris, like, immaculate, conception. I know it's reception, but
it took a second. I was like, I don't know if that's the word. Either I've been saying it wrong this whole time, or I don't know if that's the word. I guess I never knew what conception meant. That was a crazy play. I watched the highlight the next day on Keyshawn, J. Wall, and Max. And what is today?
Tuesday.
Yesterday. So I watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
That was dumb. Like, that was just dumb.
What is the chances that Chandler Jones is going to pick that off and give the quarterback, Mac Jones, stiff arm?
Mac. This wasn't,
all the way to the end zone for the W, bro. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Jacksonville over Dallas. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had stopped paying attention to that score. Were you because I know
this was coming. I knew it was coming. I tweeted it. I tweeted this. This is the only day that I'm ever going to cheer for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're about to win this game. I hate Dallas that much. I knew they were going to win this game.
And anybody that was even is still cheering for like other people in the AFC South to lose because you're an idiot. Well, you're dumb because we have no chance.
You know what I'm saying?
So stop it
for sure.
So
what you mad at?
Like, don't do that.
Don't do that
because you don't want us in the playoffs right now.
No.
Like, do you want to be embarrassed? We've already been embarrassed on national television. I don't think we want any more embarrassment for the franchise.
Absolutely not.
So Cowboys.
I wanted that so bad.
Yeah, I know you did.
I did, bro. I wanted that so bad. Kansas City over Houston. Lovey, man. Lovey's having a tough go. You got Patrick Mahomes in overtime. Like, this would have been a humongous win, bro.
I really hope they give
game shouldn't have been that close in the first place.
No, I really do hope they don't fire Lovey.
Oh, they're firing Lovey.
But they just hired him just as a placeholder, and I know that. But like, give him a chance to to go through this draft and see what his roster is going to be. because they're gonna have the number 1 pick in the draft. So it's
they have nothing.
Right.
I don't know who their starting quarterback is. Dead ass serious. Like if you named 5 quarterbacks and were like, which one of these starts for the I'm being dead serious. If you named 5 quarterbacks and 4 of them were fake names and one was really him,
I gotta see who the
quarterback. Jason Jerbitsky. Chris.
Hold on.
I'd be like, I have no idea who their starting quarterback is. You don't know either.
No,
like,
I don't.
That's a tough sell when you're an NFL team and they don't know who your starting quarterback is. I think it's worse that
when you look them up on NFL.com and you hit rosters, it doesn't say anything at all. Like, they don't list anybody on their team.
We said they have nobody.
Wow. Like, they don't even want to, like, do we really want to fill this out on the website? It's the Texans. Yeah, like, they put no. Right. Davis Mills.
Nope. Actually, he's not a horrible quarterback, but we had to look him up.
Davis Mills.
Yep, not doing it. So, I don't know, Love. You're having a tough go of it. Bengals over Bengals. How do you say that? Bengals.
I say Bengals, but I know other people say Bengals, which is weird to me.
How do y'all say that? Is it Cincinnati Bengals or Cincinnati Bengals? Bengals. It's the Bengals.
It's the Bengals.
It's definitely the Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I also wanted this to happen. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I love seeing the downfall of
Are you enjoying this? Are you thoroughly enjoying the downfall? Like, for real?
Yeah, Tom Brady?
Yeah, you like it?
Oh, love it. I absolutely love it. I guess, and rumor is now that he's saying that they're going to reunite in New England next year.
Who is they? Is he going back?
Yeah, that's the big rumor, because this is it. Is on his contract as far as being in for Tampa Bay.
Damn. So the big rumor is he's going to go back. So he's going to play football again next year.
I mean,
he can't do it, huh?
He can't retire. I mean, he just went through a divorce.
You know that they're next door neighbors. They're going to get back together.
You think so?
They're next door neighbors.
They're at least still fucking.
I was just about to say, I think they're like boyfriend and girlfriend right now, because I've always said if a husband and wife could live next door to each other, the relationship would stay together forever. If I could have like a duplex next to my woman and I just don't want to be there, I just can just go home, but you're a wall away. We stay together forever. No question about it. They're doing that. They are fucking for sure.
Okay.
They're boyfriend and girlfriend.
She's not dating anybody?
No way. You up? I'm gonna come over and have some wine. They're next door neighbors. Like
the you up text.
You feel me? Like, of course.
Yeah.
Of course they are, and they're loving every part of it.
I sometimes miss those texts back in the day. The
Don't
you ups.
Miss the you ups?
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Babe, I need you to send me a you up.
You know what I'm saying? Just send me a you up.
Send me a you up.
Just keep it fishy. You know what I'm saying? Keep it fishy. Nothing wrong with that. Minnesota over Indianapolis.
We were talking about this before we came online here. You felt it.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
You felt
100%.
that momentum switching.
100%.
I didn't like how conservative they started getting.
They weren't ready at halftime.
It was just running the ball and weren't trying to take any chances. Because really, again, that lead came from special teams.
I posted a tweet at 2:38 on Saturday. It was halftime. And it said, okay, it's going to be interesting how we come out in the second half. This is uncharted territory, y'all. What does Coach Saturday say or do to keep them engaged? The Vikings are going to bring it in the early parts of the third quarter. We got to be ready. Momentum is a motherfucker. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, Minnesota is a team that you just don't...
They're not going to not score.
Yeah.
And as soon as they score a touchdown or two, they start to believe. It starts getting loud in there. Jeff Saturday starts to get a little bit tight. The play caller who's never called plays before starts to call the same shit over and over and over again.
Yeah,
Matty Ice is like, we did this in the Super Bowl. Oh shit, I'm starting to feel it. Now it's 33-21, 33-24, and it's like, this game is over.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, like we don't have a bend don't break defense that plays decent, but we don't have on all facets to where you can play and like lock down teams for the whole game. That's just not how it's going to happen. Like, we don't have enough coverage there. Wasn't Kenny Moore out too? Kenny Moore was out.
Yes.
Like, what?
No, keep going.
we weren't going to be able to just stop them from doing what they were doing. And you get lucky on special teams to have the plays that you had.
Thank you.
Like that's not like you drew this up and this is what we do all the time.
No.
You got lucky
You
to
might
be
have
up.
seen a gap or two and tried it, but it wasn't like, you know what I mean?
You got lucky and you're like, oh shit, we did this, but it wasn't because of the offense. Like the offense was marching down the field a little bit here, but they were horrible in the red zone.
Thank you.
Settled for field goals most of the game.
Thank you.
That's just not a team that you can settle with field goals on. It just isn't.
You are absolutely preaching. So we saw this coming. To me, it felt like an Indiana Pacers team who we love that has a big lead, but you just don't know how to close out. You don't know how to finish that. So, like, this didn't surprise us one bit.
No.
But I am so thankful for the Jaguars and the Bengals because had they not won, we would have been the biggest story and the biggest laugh of mockery probably in the history of a weekend of sports. But since the Tampa Bay lost and the Dallas blew a huge lead, we were kind of a footnote. So
yeah.
I'm not mad. What are they going to do with Jeff Saturday? We'll get into that in a little bit, man.
We have a little section for that.
Wing shot. Best World Cup final ever?
Yeah. I would say we had tickets to go see the new Avatar movie, and we canceled them to watch the World Cup because we forgot.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that you went to Avatar instead.
No. We canceled them to go watch the World Cup because we realized we did 11 o'clock on a Sunday for the movie, and I was like, wait, finals in the World Cup's at 10. Like, call her.
That's
like,
math.
hey, do you like? Oh no, I want to watch that. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can cancel these tickets real quick because we'll be in the movie for 3.5 hours. So,
Avatar's that long.
Avatar 2
the new Avatar is
3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. Yeah.
That's Braveheart.
Correct.
Okay.
That's when you used to get the 2 VHS tapes.
100%.
This one ran out of tape. I gotta take this one out and put it back in. Titanic, Braveheart, the dual VHS tape packages.
Roots. Sorry, somebody had to say it.
You know, speaking of Roots, I'm gonna diverse. I was watching and I had missed it. It popped up on my feed on TikTok or something. I rewatched the LeVar Burton getting the Lifetime Achievement Award, and like they were talking about that and brought up Roots and stuff. And I was like, I haven't watched Roots since we used to rent them from the library back in the day.
They used to make us watch it in school.
Ooh.
They used to show Roots.
They took his foot.
They right. Yeah, that's heavy.
If
you never watch Roots.
World Cup. Sorry, guys. World Cup. Yeah, that was probably the craziest final. Speaking of feet. Football. Football. Sorry. That was the craziest World Cup final I've ever seen. I know you're not huge into soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. Men's. I love the women's team. But that was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Fast-paced. Argentina came out to play, and France really kind of got lucky on some penalties to be able to keep it in that. But you go to a penalty kick, 3-3 nonetheless, and then go to penalty kicks for a World Cup final. Has to be the best match ever.
Yo, I genuinely wish that everybody played soccer like that. I can watch that soccer.
Well, soccer is the ultimate chess match, right? So it is a little bit slow paced, and like you have to understand it because it's like you can't just kick the ball down. It's not FIFA, where like I'm just gonna boot it down here and hopefully my guy gets each time.
I used
like
to play a lot of FIFA, so
yeah, you gotta
that kind of soccer.
You gotta like okay, I'm gonna hold it here, see how the defense is. It is very chess. I mean, it is absolutely a chess match. But that was you have two of the biggest stars on the planet, Messi and Mbappe, going at each other, and they did not disappoint. It was phenomenal. Messi had two scores. The one tied there at the end, or actually really tied at the end. Yeah, to tie it at the because France was up.
No. Argentina went up 3-2.
Messi, right? He scored at the end.
Argentina went up 3-2, and France scored to tie.
They went up to Messi got it up to 3-2. Then France tied it. Yes.
Yeah.
With the penalty. With the penalty. Yes, the penalty put them up to 3-3, and then it went on to penalty kicks.
Yes, France had a penalty super late because Argentina should have been over. They had a penalty super late, scored the goal.
The fact that France actually had to make substitutions before the end of the first half really showed you how ready to play Argentina was.
No doubt, they
made
them tired.
They took the best score. Well, Mbappe scored a lot of goals, but Giroud for France, the fact that they took him out with 10 minutes before the end of the first half, that just kind of told you, like, coach was like, oh, shit,
They ain't messing around.
Like Argentina was ready for that cut. Because this was Messi's last chance. So, I mean, he's 37, 36, 37. He's my age. So.
Do you mic drop? You got a mic drop, right? You mic drop and fade off into the oblivious.
Yeah, he'll probably play. Well, I'm pretty sure that he's moving to the MLS. I think he'd already said he's moving to Miami's team. So he's going to play, which is what most of the European players will. That tells you how much better they are.
I was just about to say,
that they retire.
He's going to come over here and ball out.
They retire and come to the MLS.
And get paid.
And get paid a bunch and kick the shit out of the Americans here. So, yeah, it'll. But as far as playing from the national team, he's done. Like that, I mean, there's there'd be no point in him playing another World Cup. And this answers that to me. When you kind of go, who's better, who's best between Ronaldo and Messi? Messi now has a World Cup.
Oh, how old is Ronaldo?
Same age.
Oh yeah, well that
a few months older, I think. He's exactly 37. I think Messi's about to be 37, something like that.
He'll make more model money.
Exactly. Exactly. He's too pretty boy and annoying for me. I'm not. He's one of the. I mean, he's so good.
He's nice, but he's way too.
Messi's
like
he's a soccer player.
For sure.
Yeah, the other one's like he'll stop and be like in movies and shit.
No doubt. Top of the key, man. This was very well done on your part because up until today we had this wide open, like what the hell are we gonna talk about, and then you mic dropped it in here. You dropped the bomb. So go ahead.
Yeah, Brittney Griner's finally home.
Beautiful.
Right. That happened.
Beautiful.
While we were gone. Detained for a total of 294 days in Russia, was sentenced 9 years for having cartridges while playing basketball overseas. So,
shouts to you, BZ.
And I couldn't remember.
I got cartridges.
It was like less than. I mean, it was such a minute amount, if I remember right.
It wasn't even that.
No,
it literally wasn't even that.
It was so much, but it's illegal there. She got convicted. Was swapped for Russian arms dealer Victor Bout, who had served 10 years of a 25-year sentence, been convicted of conspiracy to kill Americans.
Yikes.
I'm happy Brittney's home. And I can be both of these things. I can be happy that Brittney is home and kind of upset of what...
And have sincere disdain for the person that they traded
her for.
Yeah, both things can be true.
Because there's also some other Americans that are prisoners of war in Russia that were actually, like, fighting for the country that we did not get. And so I can see both sides on why people are like, really? But also be very happy that she's home with her family. How do you feel about the trade?
That is a very good question. I saw this in the notes and have been flustered about how I was going to answer this question literally all the way up until now.
I'll say this.
Okay.
I saw a TikTok meme video that cracked me up because it was exactly how I felt about it. Black guy hearing the news, watching the television, you just see the camera, can't see the TV, and it's like, Brittney Griner's home, and he's like, yeah, walks off the camera, and then it says, traded for Russian arm dealer Victor Bout, who had served blah, 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 for a conspiracy to kill Americans. He goes, kind of walks away.
I was literally just about to say, I'm a little bit more Black Power on this one than I probably should be because, you want the homie BG to be home. But I also want the military gentleman to be home, so it's not like I was just more irritated.
I can be that's why I say I can be all of these things.
I was very irritated that people were like, yeah, but she's this, that, and that. How can why has it got to be one or the other?
Right.
Like I want everybody home. You know what I mean?
I can be very confused on and hearing what the negotiation sounded like. And
I wasn't in the room.
I wasn't there.
But you have to also understand who we are dealing with on the other side. Correct. And it was like there was no negotiation.
You get an American. This is your option.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
You want Brittney Griner. This is what it is. There is no back and forth. This dude is over there blowing up churches in the Ukraine with children in them right now. Yeah. He doesn't care. So he's got to be factual about that. So I'm happy that BG's home. I'm happy that any human being is not in a Russian prison and is home with their family for the holiday.
Correct.
Period.
Yep. I think that's a great way to end that segment.
Right?
Yeah.
College hoops update. Wing shot.
Yeah.
Houston might mess around and win this.
Houston's
I'm a big
so
fan.
damn tough.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, good program. That program has done such a good job of being built up over the last few years.
Kelvin.
Yeah.
8 years he's been there.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to be done.
This is exactly how it's supposed to be done. Because you wouldn't, like, Houston, if you go the history of college hoops, Houston is still not a team that resonates with me where you go like, oh, Houston.
Well, back in the day, they were crazy nice.
They were, right. But, like, it's been a while.
Like and Clyde Drexler. And
right. And it's like, it's been a while, and you're like, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, 2021 Final Four, people forgot that they were just there 2 years ago. Like, Houston can flat out hoop. And I've always been a Coach Sampson fan. I like that light skin.
He's phenomenal.
709 wins, 342 losses overall. Coached in the college, coached in NBA as an assistant. He's been in Houston overall the last 12 years with the Rockets from 11 to 14, and then took over the Cougars program in 2014. And they look great this season. They lost to Alabama by 6, but they just upset top 5 Virginia.
Huge win
at Virginia,
Virginia, no matter where they're at, like Virginia's a team that's always scary in the March Madness and everything. Like the
Cavaliers are winning 25 games a year
every time,
and that's just who they are.
Yeah.
Later in the year, Houston has to play Memphis twice. Mm-hmm. And I fuck with them over there with Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, I like that team.
They're 9-3 right now. They're very much like Houston, long, deep. No, pause. But you know what I'm saying? Like tall and got a deep squad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. Cincinnati's the same way. They play them twice this year. They're 8-4 right now, but I mess with them big time. And then your boys Purdue. You actually brought this segment up because of the Boilermakers, dog.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. First time that they've been number 1, right?
Huh. I don't know. I don't keep up with them like
I think
that.
I think that's the stat that came across. Is the very first time the program has ever been number 1 2 weeks in a row, and that tells you, well, first of all, how good the Big Ten is in basketball.
Thank you.
But
thank you.
That also then says how good Purdue is this year. Now it's still very, very early in the season.
12 games in.
We're 12 games in. This is about halfway through the season.
This is crazy to me. This is that they're the number 1 team in the country. Because you got to think, North Carolina was the number 1 team in the country and they lost 4 games in a row.
Yeah, and we didn't even put them in here, which will bring them up. But they're the fastest team to be ranked number 1 and then to go unranked. North Carolina.
They lost 4 games. I mean, that was fast, bro. That was very fast. But something just feels a little weird to me looking at the top 25 rankings and seeing the Purdue Boilermakers.
Right, it just doesn't feel right. Sorry to you Purdue fans. It's just not. It's had a slant. It just feels strange.
That shit be having a mad slant. It's like looking at the college top 25 and seeing Tulsa in there at number 1. Like, wait, Tulsa? They got a program like that? But Matt Painter, 17 years. And I mean, I didn't look at his numbers, but he's a winner.
Yeah.
I don't know him not to do anything but win. They beat Gonzaga and Duke both by almost 20 this year. Got some crazy wins, but they just squeaked one by Nebraska a few days ago, and they beat Davidson by 8. They're the kind of team, for me personally, if I can be all the way thorough, like, it's when they play a Houston in the tournament, it's either going to be one of those games where it's 61-58 Purdue, or it is 87-55 Houston.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's the only way that's gonna go. UConn 12-0.
Hell yeah.
Dan Hurley.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Huskies.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not. Are you a UConn fan? Like, when you think about the top programs and you got your favorites, you know, you like some more than others. You hate Duke. You love UNC. What do you think of the Kentuckys and the UConns and the Arizonas? Like, where you at with UConn?
I think they're right underneath that. When you think of March Madness, when you go those teams that you expect to make noise in March Madness, right? And that's kind of usually what you think of when you think of programs. Duke, UNC, Virginia, Arizona, Gonzaga. Who am I missing? Michigan State. Well, that's kind of then I go. Then there's this next. Tier. This is the next tier where you go. no, they're not the number one seeds, but they're noisemakers. They can be disruptive. I would put Michigan State in there. I would put UConn in there because of just how experienced they are in the tournament. That you just never know if they catch fire at the right time. Huskies have always been this.
UConn in that tier.
Yes, and I put Kansas was that other team I was thinking of, like another Kansas team being up in those number ones. I kind of put UConn as in like that
third tier.
That next couple tiers down where you're like, well, who do they have? Who's on their side? If they get some good matchups, they can do something weird.
They go to the Elite Eight very easy on you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is not a lie, my brother. Where are we at? UConn. Then you got the top 10: Kansas, Arizona, Virginia, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, and Arkansas. Round out the rest of the top 10. So some of them teams you were talking about were absolutely right. Big Ten talk. This conference, this may be one of the most competitive years through my perspective lens as I think about the Big Ten overall this year and the Big Ten's men's basketball conference. Every team better be ready to come out and play.
Too bad football ain't the same.
Nigga, you ain't never lied. I like, it's not even close. That is actually a very good conversation that Big Ten basketball's level of competition versus Big Ten's football's level of competition is so disgustingly off. Like, it's so bad.
Can some of those basketball players go over there and play some football too?
I bet you they can. I bet you they can.
Can we do some sort of like?
They definitely got a wide receiver out there at 2 or 3 guard.
Right.
But Purdue is the favorite to win it. You know, as you said, they're number 1 in the country. They got 8 upperclassmen on their roster. I looked that up just to do a little research, bro. They got 6 juniors and 2 seniors.
So you'll see.
That's a winning.
This
program.
is Purdue's chance, right?
This
is it. So because the next 2 graduating classes, you're gonna all of a sudden be a very young team. Which that we all know what that is like. You got to be able to take that time. So Purdue having those upperclassmen in college is so damn important.
You ain't never lied. Yeah, they keep a good program. To have 6 juniors and 2 seniors like that stay with you. What that tells me is either your players are not NBA players, or they are very very loyal to your program. And I guess both can be true. Number 16, Illinois can hoop. 17, Wisconsin can hoop. Northwestern continues to get better.
Yeah.
Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State. Rutgers has got a program that's on the up and up.
And IU.
Who is number 18 right now. Yeah. They are not the 18th best team in the country.
No.
But as the season progresses, they will be way, way, way better than that. So, man, any of these teams can beat you on any given night. And
Michigan had a tough start. They'll still be in the conversation.
Yeah, bro, no doubt.
They needed to kind of get their juices flowing this year with some of the guys that had graduated. So Michigan will be there and be one of those teams. They're not going to be as high seeded in the tournament as they were last year, but
12.
They'll be in that range where matchups, just like last year, matchups can go, shit, they've won 2 games, and now we're like...
Oh, yeah, they won that 11-6 match. They won that 12-5 match.
Exactly.
Like, shit, that 8-9 don't want no part of that game. They don't want nothing to do with that. So, yeah, man, both in what they can beat anyone, both in college and nationally. IU, like I said, is a top 10 team. Michigan will get better. Izzo is always, always, always ready to go by tourney time. I don't care what their record is right now. I care what time Izzo has got them boys playing like in late January, beginning of February. And, you know, big shouts to OU. I may have OSU. I may have an OSU bias, but I'm watching them boys play. They're young. They're going to keep growing. They got some transfers in.
Took UNC to overtime.
Thank you.
I mean, that was a hell of a game, and honestly, kind of, I'm sure more hard for you to watch, but like...
Oh, it's horrible.
Right, yeah. Like, it's literally... Because, again, like, especially in basketball, I'm less on the, like, I like the Michigan versus OSU. Like, I actually really like OSU's basketball program.
OSU's program heavy.
I love Chris. I love that basketball program a lot. So like,
it's a tough watch.
So
bro.
that was like one of those where like I'm not going to be like extremely upset, but UNC really needs this win. Like UNC needed it more than OSU needed it.
I literally thought that exact same thing. They had to have it for their season. Like their national championship or bust.
Correct.
Ohio State is, let's win this first tournament game. Let's get a couple wins in the Big Ten tournament and grow together. Like I thought that exact same thing. Like it was a tough watch though. You are not lying about that. Big ups to you, CH. Mad love, bro. From the corner, the PJ Tucker. We're gonna hit Naptown news right quick. Colts 4-9-1. These fools, like, you know, every time we come on here, we have a humongous desire to bring you guys some awesome news and talk highly and excitedly about the Indianapolis Colts. We're fucking from the city.
Yeah,
We're born and raised in the city. Like, we love the Colts, but it's tough. 4-9-1. We should be 9-4-1. 4-9-1. And you brought up a thing earlier. We were talking about the Colts defense, and this is what I forgot, but I'm so happy I remembered now. I saw the Incredible Meg. Big shouts to you, sis. She posted something, I believe, that said the Colts were the 11th ranked defense in the National Football League, which on paper is not bad. If you're, that's a top 10 defense to me, basically. With that said, I watched them personally let Justin Fields go 90 yards down the field to win a game 17-16. I personally watched them live at Lucas Oil let Taylor Heineke go 85 yards down the field to beat us 17-16. And I just watched them give up 36 points in the second half and let old boy march down the field to kick a last-second field goal to beat us the other day.
And what does that tell you? It tells you that you have a defense that can get complacent on the field. You don't play every minute of every down. You are great at the bend, not break, but the bend that you do, I apologize, are giving up big chunk plays.
Thank you.
You give up, I would say, 1 to 2 humongous plays a game. That's an issue. And a lot of times, it's a missed read, a miscommunication on the field.
That Dalvin Cook run, I've never seen somebody score a touchdown so fast in my life, dog. Untouched. Nobody even.
And then you usually see somebody like, was that me? Was that you? So again, it's that like.
I'm
guys,
looking up our coordinator. Keep talking. I forgot his name. Is it
Gus Bradley?
Gus Bradley. Thank you.
Like I get the whole bend not break type of mentality. It's you try to keep them in a realm where you're like, if we can hold them to a field goal or try to stop them before they get to the red zone, whatever it is with that. But like, if you allow yourself to give up those most important plays, then you're gonna always be in this hole. It's just not good. It's not good. It's just not good. We don't get enough pressure on the quarterback.
Preach.
And if you look at the names on that defense, that doesn't make sense to me.
Thank you. On that defensive line, oh my God.
And I know a big part of that, and going into the season, the biggest thing that I said was, why aren't they blitzing the linebacking core a little bit more often? And I still kind of feel that way.
You think they don't trust the DBs enough to be back there solo dolo?
Exactly. We have Gilly. After that, I'm sorry, Kenny Moore, like. You've had a down year, and you've had some injuries this year, hence why you're out again. But like you've had a down year where Gilmore's been trying to be the main guy, and he's done so well. Like you take, Jefferson was a tough matchup for him.
Solo dolo, come on, man. Like you're gonna lose some.
You're gonna lose some of those things.
Like get out of
here. But there isn't enough where you're gonna like, I got your back.
Yep.
Like I'm sorry,
there's
there just
not
isn't
enough.
that.
I got your back.
Yeah.
That is perfectly said.
Yeah.
You leave him on an island with the number one receiver every play,
and that's coaching and
for
players.
2 to 4 seconds.
So that's
a
mixture of I didn't have somebody placed there for you in my scheme that I chose and my play that I called
Gus
to
Bradley.
get your back. Correct.
Yep.
And some of it is we had a rookie starting in Kenny Moore's place. You've had some complacency on the field in that backfield, that DBs and your safeties. That rotation of injuries and all that kind of stuff, we haven't had enough of just like, these are our guys, period.
So is that Chris Ballard, or is it a mix of that and injuries and everything?
See all the above.
My ninja. All right. How we feel about Jeff Saturday, my bro?
Well, I think we talked about this, and it's like, this wasn't...
I think he's still doing research.
I still think he's doing research. So everyone can keep getting mad about if he's winning or losing or blah, 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 blah.
He's not there for that.
He's not there for that. Now he has come out and saying he wants to be the head coach going forward. No. Right. I don't want you to be my head coach. You can be a consultant. You can be a assistant coach. You can be the associate head coach.
You know what you can be? And I genuinely
at
mean
home
this?
With your wife.
No,
got it.
No. I'm dead ass serious with this statement. This is for real.
Okay.
Fire our offensive line coach and hire Jeff Saturday.
He can be offensive line coach and associate head coach just to give him the title, just to make him feel good.
Feel me?
Son, done.
Right?
Okay.
Coach our offensive line.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Yeah.
consult about all other stuff because you are the culture. So help us implement this culture.
Love it.
But be in the locker room.
You can be on the staff.
Right, for sure.
You can be on the staff. Love you in the locker room leading people.
Love you in the locker room. Be our offensive line coach. That's not bad. That's not
cool.
That's not
but
bad.
You're not the head coach.
But you're not.
Sorry about that.
Pace. Oh, snaps. We got a little bit more. So who is the head coach? My bad. Who is the head coach?
Rumors, right?
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh.
It's growing on me. Fuck.
There's always Bieniemy out there. We have talked about since last season. Honestly, we've talked about what would that look like. And then another surprise one that I'm going to throw out here is because he wants to come back. Do we bring in Jim Caldwell?
Would Eric Bieniemy be mad? Why would you leave? Never mind. I was going to say, why would you leave if you're not going to be the head coach? Never mind. Nope, that doesn't work. I was going to say.
What, be offensive coordinator?
Yep.
No, he's going to. If he's going to, yeah.
It's hot,
you either have, your choices are Patrick Mahomes or go be a head coach somewhere. You're not going to go,
sure.
I'll go be with retiring Matt Ryan or a new guy. No, you're going to. You're going to stay in that situation, hope probably be able to win another Super Bowl, or you go take over somebody.
Harbaugh. Does Harbaugh come and coach the team? Because Sean Payton's not coming.
No, Sean Payton's he's not choosing the Colts.
Aaron Rodgers, there's no way he comes next year.
Do we want Aaron Rodgers?
Why do you not want Aaron Rodgers?
I think not. I would say just like Tom Brady, I think you've seen age finally hit Aaron Rodgers in a lot of situations.
You think that from the bottom of your heart?
Absolutely. Have you been keeping up with Green Bay? He shows flashes of being Aaron Rodgers, but he's not making the same decisions that he used to make.
Do you know who his receivers are?
Okay, what do we have for him here right now?
He just won back-to-back MVPs, right?
I understand what we did. I understand what he did. I'm not saying that he's not an upgrade. But again, how many times are we going to go?
This is my question, because I understand you. I'm just throwing this out there, just playing devil's advocate, because I know exactly what you're going to say. But are the Indianapolis Colts next year, right? Are the Indianapolis Colts or go win a championship right now, or we finally concede and go drop the mic and do a rebuild?
You rebuild.
I don't think Jim Irsay and Chris Ballard and them think that. I think that they genuinely believe. This is what I'm saying. I think they genuinely believe with the right head coach and the right quarterback, they are a Super Bowl. They're a Super Bowl team in contention, and I don't all the way disagree.
I disagree to a certain extent.
Okay.
When you see, yes, if you look on paper and the names on the paper when you go roster, yes, they should be playing better than that. But there is legitimate issues on the field, and it hasn't all been coaching staff.
Let me ask you this. This is for real. This is a real question. Just throwing this out there, completely hypothetical. If the Indianapolis Colts had Tony Dungy and Andrew Luck, would they be a Super Bowl contention?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
they are a coach and a quarterback away from being in Super Bowl contention methodically. You know what I mean? Yes. I know it's a tough sell, but I'm just asking. I don't all the way agree with what I'm saying. I'm just asking for argumentative sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll say this. Aaron Rodgers is not a huge culture guy.
That's a very good point.
Aaron Rodgers is a dick.
He's a very selfish human being. That's very well said.
He is not as crisp as he was.
Okay.
I think he's a selfish football player.
Okay.
And I think it's one of those situations as how many are we going to go, okay, masking tape Phillip Rivers.
Yep.
Okay. We then trade for
11-5.
We masking tape, which that was fine. Masking tape, we get Carson, what's his name? I almost say Carson Palmer. Carson Wentz. Masking tape, that doesn't work, even though he threw 20 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Okay, he's not it. You go get Matt Ryan. Clusterfuck of a whole season, not just Matt Ryan's fault. Okay, then we go Aaron Rodgers, who's got 2 to 3 more years, or we finally just go, let's go develop a quarterback.
So I hear you, and I feel you.
And I'm not saying you have to rebuild, but why can't we just go get the quarterback of our future?
So what does okay, I don't disagree with you. I don't. I just wonder what a Buckner and a Grover Stewart
I think we're already in a situation where at the end of this season the veterans, bigger stars, are going to leave.
Okay.
We're already in a situation where Buckner, no matter what the decision is going to be, after this choice, and I'm putting myself in that shoe, I'm like, I don't know if I trust any of y'all.
So why does Eric Bieniemy or Jim Harbaugh want to come here and rebuild then?
Harbaugh will do it just because he's really close with Jim. He played here and all of that stuff.
All right.
I think Jim is the more likely candidate on that list.
Okay.
Jim Caldwell would be the next just because he has experience with the team. And he was under Tony Dungy.
That was a good little convo right there.
Yeah.
I mess with that. Pacers, baby, 15 and 16.
Yeah.
Yo, big ups to you on your What's Poppin'. If you didn't see this fool's What's Poppin' with probably 40 minutes in, where we at?
49.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't see this fool's What's Poppin' with Pops, man, you missed it. It was absolutely hilarious. So big ups to him. He dropped one on the Pacers and the fact that he needs some of y'all to leave them the hell alone.
No, I think everyone gets unrealistic expectations on a franchise that we've already said we're in a rebuild and letting people develop. Let them develop. You can't go 30 games in and then
be mad
and then be upset.
They came out hot. We said they were going to do this. We said they were going to do this. They're going to come out hot and they're going to go play teams. And that second time, like I said, that's exactly what I remember. I said that.
And you saw a new point guard who's running a team that people have started to figure out.
Thank you.
Because now there's game film on them.
Thank you.
And I'll say this. Other lengthy point guards or other lengthy defenders give him issues.
They switch up, and actually, they take point guards off and let two guards guard him, and that
because he's 6'5".
Because he's 6'5".
So length bothers him.
You got Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum guard you, cuz.
Yes. They're gonna figure that out.
And you're not strong, really. You're not. Yeah, he's not as strong as they are.
No. Yeah. So it's gonna take a third-year point guard a second to kind of go. They figured me out. Now I got to figure out them figuring me out.
Chess.
So you have to be able to do those things. And a young player like that and a young team like that is not gonna do that right away. So you have to be able to give them a shot to figure that part out as well.
Big shouts to Benedict Mathurin. I love you. I love your tenacity. I love your attitude. But I think sometimes you want it a little bit too much, if there's such a thing. It reminds me of Kobe.
I'm actually surprised he hasn't gotten more technical fouls than he has. Yeah. They give him a little bit more of a leash than they do most rookies.
I agree.
But you argue every call or non-call.
Thank you.
And at some point, you're going to be made an example and be ejected for those because you're going to just say things just take the play. Yeah, keep moving. So and that's why I kind of say that maturity level of everyone, you need to have him start. You need to have him start. I'm not saying offensively he's not ready to start. I think not only is it a teaching moment for the coach and himself to be a little bit more humble in his game.
Preach that, King.
But it also allows him to develop without pressure of being the starter. Did you see what happened when they put him in the starting lineup? He did not have a good game.
Played like 9 points.
And he looked uncomfortable trying to figure out when he should take the rock or not.
Preach.
You got to give him a chance to develop and just like, hey, the great thing about being a sixth man, and hopefully we just go get him sixth man of the year, he doesn't have to worry about that. Hey, second unit, you're going to be the first guy off the bench. All I need you to do is go run that second unit and go score.
Exactly. And big ups to Russell Westbrook, who actually might mess around and get sixth man of the year.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm kind of like, ooh.
He is balling over there, dog, and we just got to give it his kudos.
I don't know.
He's balling.
I don't know the rules on, and they did it early in the season, and he'll be fine, on how many games you have to remain sixth man or not starting to be eligible.
Oh, fair.
You know what I mean? So, like, he started out the year starting, and again, they did that switch early enough the season that I'm sure he's fine, but it made me curious to kind of think.
For Russ, you mean?
For Russ.
Did you play too many games to be considered for sixth man?
Exactly, and even for Ben,
Snurf.
If and when he does start by the second half of the season, will he still be eligible? I just don't know that rule on how many teams you have to, or how many games you have to be coming off the bench to do so.
We said 38 to 42 wins for the Pacers.
Still on pace for that.
They are very, very, very much on pace for exactly that right there. 42 and 42 is 500 basketball. If they win 40 games this year, y'all, you should literally backflip for this team.
Absolutely. That's huge for a team in the position that they're in. And I don't know if anybody just kind of didn't think about it, but if you looked at the December road trip, you had to understand that was going to be so damn tough. We weren't playing easy teams on the West Coast. We were playing top tier teams on the West Coast. On the West Coast. So like that, I had a feeling that trip was going to be exactly what that trip was.
I have to also say I think they was on the road kicking it. These are 22 to 25-year-old young men out there, y'all. They was in LA, they was in Oakland, they was in Portland. They was out there getting it in a couple of days. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? They'll learn that. You got to learn that.
That and a road trip, even when you're not kicking it, those young guys, they're not used to that. That's tiring.
That's a road trip.
That's back to back and planes and buses and
no doubt.
You haven't been home.
Different beds.
That's a lot. Like to be mentally tough enough with that mental fortitude.
Bars. Look at you out here. Look at you.
That's how you bring it back. Go check out my What's Poppin' with Pops.
Go check out What's Poppin' with Pops.
So yeah, like that's a lot of strength mentally that you have to be able to figure out. And again, you're not going to be able to do that at 21, 22, 20, all of these years. So it's going to take some time.
No doubt. Quick break, baby.
Quick break.
All right, we'll be right back. That was a dope ass around the world. That felt good, man. We are BACK. And just on that, we'll be back in a minute with the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops after these messages, baby. Go make a couple extra dollars so you can holla.
Ready?
Yup.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Let me get that, bro. Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops, brought to you by Clean Kicks, Columbus, Ohio's #1 premium sneaker treatment shoe cleaning service. We clean kicks, we paint kicks, we do ISO restorations, and a bunch of other dope-ass services. Premium sneaker treatment for premium sneakerheads. Do yourself a favor and give us a follow over at cleankicks.614 on Instagram. And we're actually officially cleaning suede boots, which is something new that we just implemented. November and December are mad quiet for shoe cleaning. We've learned over the last few seasons, you know what I mean? As you implement it, you launch in 2020, who knows what's going on. 2021, you don't know. But as this year came around, like November, December, mad quiet. What are we going to do? Let's figure out these suede boots. So we learned how to clean Timbs. It ain't easy, but, you know.
No, I actually got rid of a pair of suede boots because I didn't know how to clean them.
Exactly, that right there.
They're North Carolina blue.
Ooh, damn, you did not.
Those North Carolina suede boots?
Your boy would have got you. Moving on, man. Third segment. This is something we've never actually talked about, but I'm mad excited to get your perspective lens on that. And this list is actually fluid. It can change anytime. But let's talk best sports towns, my guy. This is a very simple thing we're just going to talk about. I went through a couple of, ESPN, NHL, MLB to see what people were doing. So we're going to talk about this, and feel free to add cities if I missed it, all right? Philadelphia, 12-1 the Eagles. The Phillies went to the World Series. The Flyers suck, and the 76ers are the 76ers. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not right. That's not a bad list.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Houston, Texans are horrible. Astros won the World Series.
Fuck them.
The Rockets are horrible, but the Houston Cougars are nasty as fuck, and they're 12-1. They could go win the chip this year.
Yeah.
Right? Boston, the Bruins are 25-4, first place in the Eastern Conference. They went to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2019. The Celtics are 22-9, in second place in the East. Went to the NBA Finals last year. The Boston Red Sox missed the playoffs, and the Patriots are out of playoffs as of now, but they are 7-7. It's not bad, bro.
That one's tough. That's a big one.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Assholes, I've heard.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Minnesota. The Vikings are 11-3, best comeback in the history. The Minnesota Wild hockey team are 18-11 in third place. The Minnesota Timberwolves are 16-15, eighth in the division. I think their offseason move with Gobert actually messed them up. I think they're a better basketball team than that, but they're clogging up the paint with them and KAT together. And
it didn't fit what I thought.
It doesn't make sense.
So when you name yourself the Wild, Do you just not have an animal or like a bird or anything that you can think of?
You want to be one of the few teams that doesn't end in S. That's kind of what you like, the Jazz. You just want to be. You're like.
So you're literally. So you couldn't do like the Minnesota nature, but you're like, you know what? I want to think of the animal, the whole, everyone. We're the wild, right?
Minnesota jungle. That's basically what I think. That's exactly what I think when I think of them.
Yeah.
And then you got the Lynx. You know, they're on a rough patch the last 5 years, but the Minnesota Lynx women's WNBA team, bro, they are a flat out dynasty in the 2010s. So they won 11, 13, 15, and 17. That's crazy. So that's some good stuff. Phoenix Globetrotters, they never lose.
The fucking Globetrotters.
Hey man, what you want to do, bro? What you want to do?
I forgot that.
Hey, bro, they're from Phoenix, bro. They never lose, bro. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? Give it up to the Globetrotters. Big ups, man. They never lose. They lost to the Generals like one time ever. Suns are 19-12, third in the West. Their organization is mad, just disheveled and fucked up. But you know, went to the finals last year. 2021. Mercury went to the finals in 2021. The Diamondbacks missed the playoffs. The Cardinals are 4-10, and they suck bad. Is the Kingsbury Murray thing like officially? Can we stop talking about this yet? Like, is it over?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, we're not talking about it for now. So those are the 5 things that I have. Obviously, I don't want to include New York. It's hard for me to include New York and LA, but if you want to talk about LA, we can. The Knicks are 17-13, 8-2 in the last 10 games, 6th place. The Nets are 19-12, 9-1 in the last 10 games. Fuck, bro.
I don't think it's fair when you think of New York and like
See what
LA.
I'm saying? It's too big.
It's too big.
It
You got
count.
like 7 fucking damn
Thank
sports
you. It doesn't
teams
count.
on
That's why. That's why there's a 6-team caveat.
Yeah.
And they don't really count. But if you gotta talk about them, we gotta talk about them. The Yankees, if you know who I absolutely hate, lost in the ALCS. I think is that right? The ALCS, right? The Giants are 8-5-1. They might make the playoffs, and then the Jets are 7-7. Again, you can't include them or LA because they're way too big.
I mean, technically, you said New York. You left off the Bills.
Is that? I mean, that's not New York City.
Oh, you're saying best city. I'm sorry.
Best
I'm sorry.
Sport,
My
best
bad.
sport.
My bad.
It's okay.
My bad.
Best sports town. I'm not mad at you. So out of those 5, Phoenix, Minnesota, Boston, Houston, and Philadelphia. Is there anything that I missed? Is there anybody I missed? Like Atlanta's not crushing it?
You know, to me, out of all of those, I'm gonna go Philly.
Are you?
I'm gonna go Philly
Over Boston?
Well, reason it's hard for me to go to Boston.
Because we hate Boston.
Correct. It is a very still
The
racially
most
charged
racist
city. Like it's hard for me to good job with your teams, but I hear a lot of stories of people of color playing at those, and the things you say to the other team, like I can't fuck with Boston. Like I can't give you props.
I can't do
y'all
it.
still shouting out the N word to black
it's
players.
like easy.
And stuff.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
like it just rolls off the tongue.
I couldn't do it. I agree. That is very, very well said. All right, Philly. That's not bad. Boston is crushing it, though. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Fine print, bro.
Fine print.
Last segment. Anthony Davis, man. His guy.
It was
I
such
texted Pops this the other day. He's allergic to being healthy.
Like, it didn't even... Did you watch the play?
I did not. I don't want to,
He was going up for an under... It wasn't even on the land. It was on the takeoff. So he was getting forced baseline, and he did a wraparound to try to come up underneath the basket to do a reverse layup. And his was it his left foot? He's coming from the...
That's a hokey pokey?
Yeah, so like he went up and it was on the takeoff with because he was kind of coming out of slant, obviously backing down with his
left foot.
Left foot. He had already gone. Also, was when he pushed off with the left, he never even came up. Like he never even put the left. He didn't land.
Down. He didn't land. On
so
the left.
Then he started limping on the left. So I'm like, I don't even know what the hell happened. So that just tells me that your foot couldn't even take your pressure if you just launching off the court. No one stepped on it.
Nope.
You didn't sprain your ankle.
Nope.
Your foot, like you've got the Yao Ming feet. You got Yao Ming feet.
Yao Ming.
Yao
Yao
Ming.
Ming.
Yao.
Yao Ming.
Yeah. Like it. Yeah. I'm so confused by it.
Damn, man. So, do they look to...
You're out a month.
Do they look to trade him? Like, what do they do? Like, what do you keep doing with this dude? Like, what do they... Does that mean that they want Miles and Buddy even more?
At this point,
like,
you
what
can't,
do they do?
like, for the Lakers to, first of all, get some draft capital back, do some things, you have to move LeBron or AD.
Damn. Say that again.
To get some draft for the future of the Lakers, you need to move AD or LeBron so you can have the space and the draft capital to keep building up your team. Yeah. You can't keep filling in gaps with players that maybe could catch a spark.
Have you heard their roster?
Oh, I know. I've looked at it. We make fun of Mark all the time because of this.
I don't even know.
Correct.
I literally don't know who Troy Brown Jr., Thomas Bryant, Max Christie, Wenyen Gabriel, Damian Jones, Scottie Pippen Jr., Austin Reeves, Cole Swider.
What's it like for Scottie Pippen Jr. to know that your mom is dating Michael Jordan Jr.?
Piping her. Michael Jordan Jr. is piping your mom, bro.
Like the rivalry continued.
Yo, the rival,
with the kids.
And Jordan and the Jordan still wins. But this might be worse, bro. Right. Like I gotta see you places. And
you grew up and knew each other on the basketball team.
Michael Jordan Jr. is piping Scottie Pippen Jr.'s mom. They know each other. You know what I mean? Like, they're like friends.
Right.
They grew up together.
Correct.
And you're piping my
and
mom.
You grew up to fuck my mother. Not playing the game.
I can't even fight you.
Not playing the game.
You
grew up to fuck my mother.
I can't even like fight you. You know, I can't be like, can I be mad? Like I don't even like. Oh man, that's so bad. And no one knows you in the NBA, Scottie Pippen Jr. Like I don't. You know, like,
he's got some talent though.
Can he hoop?
Yeah, Scottie Pippen Jr. He's gonna be really good. Like he's got some talent. He's on that Gary Payton Jr. type. Like kind of was under for the first few years, and like you're like, oh, he always could hoop this whole time. Like. Scottie Pippen Jr. is going to be a decent player.
So they should keep him, as opposed to like
Scottie
Kuzma
Pippen Jr. will be
the
he's a rotational player. Like he will be one. Like if they want to let him, if they actually give him time to develop, Scottie Pippen Jr. is going to end up being very, very good.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
This dude?
Mm-hmm.
2 points, 1 rebound, and
he doesn't get any playing time.
He gets no tick. He's 6'2", 170.
But the injuries, he came out and had a couple really good games. Like he's going to be one of those. He's a rookie, right? Second year.
Rookie.
Rookie, yeah.
I mean, like you fuzz with him?
Yeah, Scottie Pippen Jr. is going to be good.
I'm watching a lot of rookies out here do crazy things, but okay, I mess with that. All right, can they make the playoffs, bro? 13 and 17, 10th place in the West.
Who are we talking about?
The Lakers, Negro. We ain't changed.
13 and 17.
30 games
with
in.
This injury, no.
52 games left.
This really threw them off.
Because they was on a nice little roll. They was starting to get it clicking. Yeah. All right, moving on. Who is your NFL MVP, bro? You got Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa. Jalen, 35 hundo, 22 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 32 touchdowns rushing. I saw a stat today that he's run the ball like 150-something times, and he has 13 touchdowns. He basically scores a touchdown every 13 times he runs the ball.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's insane. Josh Allen, 3,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 6 rushing touchdowns, 705 rushing yards. That's not bad, Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes, 4,500 rushing yards, basically, 35 touchdowns, 11 picks. 3 rushing touchdowns, 313 rushing yards. With that said, he's thrown the ball over 100 times more than Jalen Hurts. In all fairness, you got to put that out there. Joe Burrow, he's actually coming on very, very strong, and I don't think nobody wants nothing to do with Cincinnati in the playoffs, dog.
Completely agree.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
3,800 passing yards, 3,900 basically, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And then you got Tua, who sadly their squad is kind of slipping. They're 8-6 right now.
Yeah.
But he's 3,200 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So who you got, man?
With Jalen's shoulder, that really kind of hurt because will they take that into account? Depends on how long he's gonna, because they haven't completely ruled him out for Sunday yet. But that's going to. Did he play last week, or am I thinking of last week?
Yeah, he played on Sunday.
He got hurt on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm
thinking
they play
Chicago? Were they playing Chicago?
Yeah. So
right?
it's a shoulder injury. If he's out for any extended time, there's 3 games left. If he can't play, or if they decide to rest him to gonna go,
you got to play 2 out of 3.
He's got to play 2 out of 3.
Do they decide that before playoffs or after playoffs? When is that trophy decided?
Well, it's the regular, so it's after. It's like once playoffs are about to start, right?
Oh,
so it's not during.
Oh, it's not okay. So
playoffs.
it's not a
regular
postseason trophy.
Correct.
Snarf. Yeah, you got to play.
Yeah,
you got to play.
So he this is his last bit. He's got to play two out of the 3. If he does and plays, he doesn't screw up. Let's say that. He doesn't screw up and just plays. I think that he's your MVP just because Eagles have lost 1 game.
I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna win it.
Just because of Patrick Mahomes?
I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna do more things in the playoffs don't matter. I think he's gonna do more things down the stretch that are like, oh, did you see what Patrick Mahomes did? Jalen doesn't have to.
He's flashier.
Jalen doesn't have to. They're in position. They can kind of like shut it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
I
in
get
there.
that.
Kansas City still has a lot of work and a lot of big games left in order for playoff position. They want that number 1 seed, and they're playing for it, so that gives P. Mahomes a lot more opportunity to spotlight and throw no-look passes and drop dimes and shit. So I think he'll get it. What else, bro?
We're gonna end on this. I went up and looked up Scottie Pippen Jr. So Vanderbilt went undrafted, right?
Okay.
Last 2 years at Vanderbilt. 2021 season, he averaged 20 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Senior year, 20 points, 2 steals a game, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. If you let him develop, he'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean those are good stats. Did he go draft? Did he get drafted? Undrafted.
Went undrafted.
He's hungry, huh? Mm-hmm. He's hungry.
Mm-hmm. He's been getting some G League time. He's
also probably mad at Michael Jordan Jr.
And now you have that. If anything motivates you, it's your best friend fucking your mom.
On that note, we will see you next week, baby. We are back. It is Tuesday. We will see you this Thursday. We shoot again next Tuesday after Monday Night Football of the Colts. We'll come back and shoot, and we will see you on that Thursday. This is the Christmas edition. We'll give you the New Year's Eve edition. Man, happy day, y'all. Big ups to Black Santa and Black Jesus.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time on the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pop. We out.
Cause I was like 2 years old, first time I heard a beat drop.
Yeah.
And by 3 years old, I'm learning how to beatbox.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years old when I'm putting on the 45s.
Final.
Needle to the groove, I'm scratching up the sweet spots. Homie from the East Block, a nap town where the fiends flock. Skip school all day, mama couldn't keep watch. Fresh fade with the Reeboks. Man, nah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing. I'm so sick in my own lane, preteen, pimping all the light-skinned red bone loving. Boombox on with the headphones bumping, dreaming to find my niche. Cause I ain't really know back then when I picked up my first notebook and a black pen, that little nigga with a rhyme like this. I wasn't thinking to the days of a dope band, new EPs on a compact disc. Nah, shit, truth be told, I ain't know I could sound like this. For me back then, it was
all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
Yeah. And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true. Yeah. And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true. Yeah. And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true. Yeah. And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true. Yeah.